Hello guys, welcome to Abipravi. Today we are going to see about the lists in Python. So what is a list? List shows a set of variable. Okay. So for example, if you want to store a big kind of labels or numbers, certain variables, you can able to store that in a list. When you have seen the range function in Python, like so we are using that range function in for loop. What the range function does? When we type a range and this range from stores the value from the starting point to the ending point. Okay, so for example, if we give the if you want to print numbers from 1 to 10, what it will do, it will print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, it will print up to 9. So this will be the source of the point and starting point and the ending point in this programming. So it will store the values from 1 to 9 as a list format. So it will store the values in a list format, then it is accessed by the for loop. So then it is accessed by the for loop. So this is the usage of the list. Okay, so let us get into started with the list. To proceed list, we need to give a variable to the list, like we are giving some variables in a. Okay, we're just giving. So I am just assuming the list name as list name, sorry, so list 1. Okay, we will assume list 1 and 1 equal to, and the list values should be in the square brackets. Okay, so there are so many brackets which we are using in Python, so please don't confuse that. So in Python, for a list we use the square brackets. Okay, after that, what are you going to do? We're just going to assign the variables to that particular list. How do we assign the variables to the particular list? So to assign particular variables to a list, we are having a list index. Okay, so the first value of the list will be at the index of 0. For example, if you are having the list like 1, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we are having 6 values in the list. So each value in the list will be index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so each value will index from 0 to the n minus 1 value. So this will be the indexation of the list. So in this, there is an advantages while we are using the list in Python. So not only we are just able to give the integer values, we are also able to give the string values like and another string. We're having another string, isn't it? And okay, we are not just not like that, we just able to give the strings. We have another opportunity called floating point numbers. We also give floating point numbers to the list. So we can able to give the number integers, we can able to give the strings, we can able to give the floating point numbers. We can able to give the characters, we can able to give the characters. So what if we want to access the element in the list? There is a one way, like list one of the index of the value. We can able to give the index of the value. So we are having, if you want to access the first element of the list, you can able to give the index like 0. Sorry, 0. After that, if we put print of list 0, so if we run the code, you can able to see. Wait a second. If you run the code, so you can able to see the output here. Okay, we can able to see the output as 1. So we are accessing the first element of the list, so it is producing as 1. So what if we access the second element of the list? So there will be this will be 1 here. So if again if we run the code, you can able to see that is printing a b. So what if you want to access all the elements of the list? So what if you want to access all the elements of this? We having one called loops. Okay, so I already told that the for loop is work based on the list. So we can able to give for I in instead of putting of range, we can able to give the list here. So if you put a range means the range of 1 comma 10 means it will print from the range from 1 to 10, like that it will print. But if we give here, you're able to see list 1 and print of I. If I give, if I run this program, we can able to see the each and every is printing successfully without any errors. So this is the list. So in the next video we're just going to see about the list functions and methods.